Good day. It's my third day of sick leave from work because I have the slightest bit of a cold and I work with people and there's a global pandemic, so we're not taking any risks. And I've been watching a lot of Booktube newbie tag videos, and since I'm also a Booktube newbie, I thought I would give it a shot. So without further ado, the first question is, why did you start this channel? With the whole quarantine thing and more free time on my hands, I found myself kind of looking for more creative outlets. And also I just find it really freeing to use platforms where nobody I know really follows me. Like, I've started occasionally writing blog posts, and nobody I know knows anything about them. So I just write whatever I kind of feel like and that might interest somebody out there. And I thought I could use YouTube in a kind of similar way. Because nobody knows about my channel, nobody that I know. Which is really freeing. I don't have to worry about people whose opinions I care about having opinions. And then also I just wanted to talk about books. I have friends who like reading, but we don't usually read a lot of the same things. Here I can just kind of talk about all the books I'm reading for as much as I wanna. Question number 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? Okay, no pressure. I guess the most uncommon thing about me here is that I'm from Estonia. Most of the booktubers that I've seen on YouTube are from like America or Western Europe. Granted, I haven't been searching very hard, but I haven't really stumbled upon any Eastern European booktubers. And I'm kind of thinking of maybe doing some travel-y videos of different places in Estonia, because obviously I'm not really going abroad this summer. And hopefully I can kind of show you guys a new part of the world or something. I don't know. I'm also a librarian, which I might make some videos about, and I work as a translator and I'm really into languages, so I kind of maybe want to make some multilingual videos occasionally, practice some languages. And like talk about foreign language books and stuff like that. So yeah. Question 3. What are you most excited for about this new channel? I guess I'm kind of excited for myself, for seeing myself develop as a speaker and as a video maker, kind of getting those creative juices flowing. And it would be super cool to like meet some cool like-minded people. Everyone here is always talking about how they make so many good friends off Booktube. I love that for you guys, and maybe someday that'll be me. Question 4. Why do you love reading? I mean, it's a break from my own thoughts, I guess. It teaches me things, it entertains me. I don't know, I've been an avid reader from such a young age that I don't really have a why for reading. I just do it. It's just natural for me. Something that I've always known that I've enjoyed and that I think is good for me. So, what book or series got you into reading? Again, I started reading at a really young age, so I don't really remember any specific book that got me into reading. I'll just name some random books that I remember from my earlier childhood. So the first like actual children's books I remember enjoying were The Rainbow Fish, a classic, and some Dr. Seuss books. A little later I remember reading Angelina the Ballerina, Geronimo Stilton, the Rainbow Magic books. I'm obsessed with horses and I used to read a lot of horse books. The most memorable of which would be the Misty series. I had this beautiful box set of all 4 of the books. I absolutely loved that series. And when I was in like 4th grade, I think, I remember Jerry Spinelli's books, Loser and Stargirl, really blowing my mind. So those were also kind of formational books in my reading history. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I don't really have a specific question for a specific person. I'm just kind of hoping to learn from you guys. First of all, how to make good videos. Like, how do you come up with ideas all the time? How do you get better at speaking in front of a camera? Also, how do some of you have like huge lists of like unreleased books and like really specific topics? I don't know anything about, I don't even know where I would go to find information on unreleased books. I guess I could Google or something. I don't know, that's a weird thing that I see a lot and then I'm always like, what? What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Okay, first of all, the wording of this question has been bothering me for so long, so I just want to say this is not a sentence. But anyway, I guess some of the same things that I mentioned, like learning to speak in front of the camera, and coming up with video ideas. Also editing, that shit's hard. I also have pretty bad social anxiety, so I do feel like I'll have more trouble making friends on here than a lot of people seem to. When did you start reading? I think I learned to read when I was about 3 or 4, and I might have already been reading some like children's books at that age, especially Estonian books, because Estonian is a language where the words are actually spelt the way you say them. So it was a lot easier for me as a child. Like, I have this really vivid memory of when I was really young, like in my first, I don't know, reception or first grade at school, and I was reading like one of those really low level, like reading level books that we used to get in the lower grades. And I was like looking at the word time in a book and just being really confused. Like, time? That doesn't sound like any English word that I know of. And then someone told me it was time. But yeah, I went to school at age 5, so I guess by that age I was definitely reading some kind of books. Where do you read? Every morning I read on an armchair in the living room with my morning mug of matcha, and every night I read in bed before going to sleep. I also really love reading outside when the weather's nice, like either whether that's on like the terrace or, I don't know, a bench at the park, or just sprawled out on the grass somewhere in the sun. And I also do read on public transport, although I do get a bit of motion sickness, so I can't do that for more than like 50 minutes at a time. And I can only read from an e-reader on the bus for some reason. I can't read paper books. And I also read at work, because libraries aren't super busy and I'm surrounded by books. So I do spend quite a lot of the quieter days just reading. What kind of books do you like to read? I guess most of the fiction I read these days could be classed as adult contemporary. I enjoy a good piece of historical fiction. I'm currently reading like a zombie story, which isn't something I thought I would enjoy, but it's a really good book. I generally don't really think too much about genres, I guess, and I try to kind of broaden my horizons. Like a few months ago, I decided to start reading sci-fi because I realized that I had never really read any proper sci-fi books. I think I read like 3 different books and I didn't enjoy any of them. So I think I don't really like sci-fi, but like I think I'd be easily convinced to try a new one if someone told me that I would really enjoy it. And as for nonfiction, I enjoy like popular science books, books about like how the world works. Like I've recently read books about policing and about the global economic system, things like that. I think it's really important to learn about, and books are a good way to do that. I also enjoy like health books and linguistics, occasional self-help. Long story short, I read a lot of different kind of stuff. And that's the end of the tag. So thank you for watching. Maybe you learned something. I mean, you learned something about me, but I don't know if any of it was interesting to you. Maybe it was. Either way, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!